Hey, Satchidanand. Samrasha?
Yeah.
Okay, just I'm going on the internet. Just hold on. I'm like
Huh?
going on the internet. I have trouble
Oh,
logging in because I'm downstairs now. Always problem. Okay. Jai Satchidanand. Finally, I'm done. Okay. Deepakanandji, three mantra. Can you do three mantra?
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddharam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyaram.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vasayaram.
Namo Loe Savasahunam.
Namo Loye Sava Sahuram.
Ekso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savapavapranasano.
Savapavapanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savaisin.
Mangalaram cha Savesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay, I don't know. There's nobody here yet except three of us, so we'll start. Anyway, we'll start with Pulinanandji, your experience on Samaik. I mean, your Jodhpur experience on Paryushan.
Okay, it was okay type. Nothing very special. there was a gathering. Normally, the number of people at that center is less, but it was okay type. And nothing very special. Nothing very special.
Okay. How about Deepakanandji?
What I can say, we had a good time because I always appreciate and take advantage of uh, hailing Dada Bhagwan and his wonderful qualities. And by doing so, I feel it's a greatest and highest worship when you uh, adore the qualities of enlightened soul. And when it comes to Dada Bhagwan, unparalleled. So that's why it was a wonderful experience. And I always take satsang as an opportunity to talk to myself, to observe myself, and open up. So that's how it really is helping us. As Dada had said, that he has uh, dumped. I'm sorry to use that word, but he has dumped within us everything what he had within us and within him, whatever he had within him. And he had said that when you will talk, you will realize that what you haven't heard, what you have never thought about, things will come out and it will help you a lot. And definitely others will naturally get benefited. So this is how I consider Dada Bhagwan kept himself living even after his passing away. In the sense, I see it from that angle that although he had said that I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to dwell and remain in everyone's heart, all who have received this divine vision. But in principle, because of his total experience, he always experienced within every living individual, every living being. So, with that expanse of his experience and expanse of his uh, perceiving himself in everyone, it was unparalleled. And that's how, when we get this opportunity to talk, then rather talking, we are more in the listening mode, what is being spoken, and because we don't know what's going to come out. That's the best part. And of course, at the same time, we keep a good vigilance what is being spoken. So that way it helps us a lot, and uh, definitely everyone present in the satsang will get benefited. But what we have to understand and digest and live is Dada Bhagwan is not a physical entity, although he appeared as a physical entity. And uh, in that respect, we understand that all those great people who came on this earth, they were also not physical beings. Also, although they were physical entities, but the divinity that opened within them played a vital role and their physical entity was living example of their inner divinity, inner enlightened state. So that's how it also uh, inspires us, and rather it it has become our efforts that Dada cannot be seen today outside as a physical entity of A.M. Patel, within whom that A.M. that Dada Bhagwan opened. But we, the recipient of the divine vision, it is our responsibility that that Dada said that he is living through us, but we should live as per Dada's vision and understanding, so that our physical being becomes so perfect, so normal, so ideal, that through us they can view or perceive or experience Dada Bhagwan. And to that matter, all the past avatars. That's the law. And that's how it helps us. So that's how, and because the pollution is such a time wherein it's a very uh, intensive, I can say, because 8 days non-stop, you have to give blah, 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 blah. And not only that, but the best part of our satsang is that Bhagwan has revealed that we don't know what's going to come, and still everything is within the boundaries of the cosmic power of Vyavasthit Shakti. So we many times experience that certain uh, pad is being sung, and the same satsang comes out, the same question come out, and that's the beauty of our satsang. Let's say Dr. Lalita Ben and Shailaji, what do they say? Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Okay.
Sachidanand. I'm sorry, I
Yes.
didn't hear the question.
Go ahead.
There was no question. We were
Oh,
just
okay.
sharing our experience of Paryushan, and of course the other satsang. But Paryushan, why Paryushan? Because this is such a intensive, because 8 days, almost like every day, you end up talking for 6 to 8 hours at least. If not, then okay, 5 to 8 hours. So that's how it helps us understand Dada better, understand ourselves better, and that's the best part of Dada Bhagwan Sakram Vignan. It unfolds the living science, what Dada has lived himself as a man of perfection, man of personality, which is very important for the world today, because the division, the divisive attitude which is working at various level, especially at the religious level, needs to be eliminated. That feeling of oneness, united we stand, divided we fall. We talk, but then where is the living aspect? So when that living aspect is seen and experienced, then others will naturally start living that principle. Correct? Jai Satchidanand.
For us who are not at any centers, in the morning we wake up, at least Rajni wake up, had to check all the videos and change go into studio and change all the 10 to 12, 15 satsang that were done. Everybody trying to put their own version of the title and pictures and all that stuff. So we have to just go to similar and then watch satsang all day. So that's what all my 8 days went like that, just watching satsangs here and there, and then uh, you know. Uh, there's no time to do really Purusharth, except Purusharth was just watch Satsang. So that was the only thing going on.
One thing is that I believe this gives us an opportunity to live Dada's science all the way during the day, because there's no other thing that we focus on. And that's how we should be. And if it comes, then attend that as a obligation, as a file, and handle it amicably. So that's what one of the experience which people have shared. They say, I mean, one saint has said that it's not easy to live all by yourself. That feeling, that loneliness, that is eating away. I will say it is uh, taking a big toll. It takes a big toll. But to live, someone who have this vision, this divine vision, then with this divine vision, he grabs this loneliness, so-called loneliness, as the best opportunity to directly deal with inner God. And in fact, uh, people with such vision, they long for such moments wherein they have direct communication and interaction with the inner God, and they don't want to come out. But with the world, it is otherwise, other way around. So people would need a phone, people need TV, something, some people directly or indirectly, and that's how they feel okay. So that feeling, that loneliness, I am alone, what am I going to do? That is never there for someone with uh, such enlightenment. And in fact, it gives us a good kick, I will say, or good inspiration, and check for ourselves whether it is possible to live all by ourselves. Nobody's around, not just 1 or 2 hours, but like for a long time. And what Dada has said, he said, when nobody's around, I am one with my inner self, one way. So in his language, in his word, he said, I am one with God. But when he has to interact with someone, talk to someone, then he says, I have to come all the way from top to bottom, come to that person's level and talk, which I am sure many would have heard. But see, this is how you get the connectivity, that he is so happy and willingly he try to be, or when he get that opportunity to be one with God, he's always there with God. There is no question of any feeling of loneliness also. Jai Sachidan.
Right. Okay, Lalita Ben, any questions? Celia Ben, Koshabai?
Yes, Sachidanand.
We were talking about our experience of during the last 8 days of Paryushan. So, Koshabai, your question?
I was going to
Okay, Lalita Ben.
ask, is Paryushan, is it like a Gujarati custom or is it like a Jain custom? Because we're not familiar with it in the South.
Okay,
So,
Pulinanandji?
It's a Jain custom. It's a Jain custom.
okay. So it's like a
Jain-
retreat for 8 days to self-reflect uh, and to catch up on your pratikramans.
Yeah, basically it is introspection, remaining in connection with the pure soul,
Mm.
and of course purification of the Prakriti. Traditionally, historically, it has been said that Tirthankara had said that to all the followers or aspirants on the path to moksha, that you must do pratikraman in the evening for all the mistakes committed from morning to evening or at
Mm.
night.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The word is Raishi Pratikraman. Pratikramans to be done from morning to night. And then whatever mistakes you have done from night to next day morning, do pratikramans in the morning. So that means they cleanse it out twice a day and that you're clear. So it was 2 pratikramans or 2 samayiks per day.
Mm-hmm.
Then as time elapsed, people didn't have so much time. So he said, what you do, at least do it once in a day.
Mm.
This Then as further time elapsed, people could not even manage that. So they do it once in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Then that deteriorated down to say once in a quarter, once in 3 months. At least inspect and see whatever mistakes have been done and
Mm.
cleanse at least once in a quarter, once in 3 months. And when that also was not very well followed, then it ultimately percolated down to once in a year.
Mm-hmm.
So once in a year, you must see all your past errors, sins, repent, ask pardon, do pratikraman, and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was ultimately said end of year ritual
Mm.
or samvatsari. Samvat means year, and sari means at the end of the year. So once in a year, everybody does that major pratikraman, and then as a preceding to that pratikraman, it was decided that we will have for 8 days, we will do intense reading of the scriptures,
Mm-hmm.
see what the Lord or Lord Tirthankara wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
This is all comic mark things that I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So then they will read some one or two one scripture or something, and then for 8 days they'll introspect what is the Lord wanting to say. Then do samayiks also every day. And then at the end, the major Samayik Pratikraman is at the end of on the 8th day.
Mm-hmm.
And in those 8 days, a lot of penance also is done. Tap is also done. Bahya tap, external penance. People do fasting. And then various categories of fasting. Some people do total zero food. So maybe for 1 day, some do for 1 day, some do for 2 days, some do for 3 days, some do for 8 days, and some even do for 16 or 1 month. So
Mm.
that starts preceding to the Paryushan and it terminates at the last day for that Parna or the breaking of the fast.
Mm-hmm.
So then there are various other categories that he will eat only once in a day or he'll only twice a day. So various categories of external penance has been focused so that your body is in penance and your mind is in deep introspection
Mm-hmm.
and individual is introspecting himself uh, uh, wherever he has made mistakes, wherever he seeks pardon, and then where he can improve upon in his daily life, where he can align his thoughts, his speech in line with whatever the Lord has said in order to attain salvation or moksha. So it is an intense spiritual practice to come back to the pure soul and come back to the sayings of the Tirthankars, introspect, penance, then the lectures or pravachans or satsangs in our terminology by spiritual acharyas, sadhus, and things like that. And that's the whole purpose of Paryushan, to cleanse, come back to the pure soul, come back to the path of liberation and go ahead. So that's the whole concept of Paryushan in Jain, this thing. Yeah. So that's how we are also adopting for in our Akram Vignan, where we do it the way Dada Bhagwan has said is, we have satsangs on the whatever Dada Bhagwan has taught us, introspect our own prakrutis by way of samayik, pratikrama, samayik, and do pratikramans where required. So then each center does it differently, depending on the particular Aptaputra and depending on the need of the Mahatmas of that center. So this is how we also use the Paryushan as an opportunity to advance on the moksha marga, the akram way, the akram way. And of course, if there are
I
people
remember.
if there are non-Mahatmas, then those are also been addressed to questions and things like that. But generally speaking, it's more of Mahatmas.
Okay.
Center to center, new aspirants may also come, and they are also addressed to or spoken to and things like that.
I remember Dr. Radhe had a colleague. His name was Suresh Jain or somebody like that. And every year around this time, he would get an email. I mean, everybody would get the same email asking forgiveness for any things that he might have said or done or,
Michami Dukram.
yeah. So I remember him telling us that like once a year, Mr. Jain would send out this email asking for forgiveness, and he used to say that must be some Jain custom that they did that. So that's why I brought that up.
Yeah, it's a Jain custom. It's a Jain custom that is done on the last day.
Yeah.
Where we ask forgiveness from all those present, and then we also ask forgiveness from all our relatives, friends, neighbors. The purpose of it's called Michami Dukram, and the point was we ask forgiveness for whatever mistakes we have done, and then it was initially at the personal level. Then with the advent of computer, then email, and then with the advent of
That's
mobile,
right.
it's now WhatsApp. And via WhatsApp, we seek
It's
this
now
forgiveness.
electronic.
And it also, yeah, it's a custom also. But it should be really done from the bottom of the heart. But to the extent it goes on the individual. Although he says Vicham Dukram, whether he really repents for it or not is an individual thing. But that was the purpose. That was seek forgiveness from all near and dear, all the people whom we have interacted with. And so that all the bitterness is taken away and go ahead, with a clean slate.
Thank you.
Yeah, Michami do. That's part of the tradition of Paryushan.
Yeah, JSS, I want to ask a question. Can I share?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just give me one moment.
Okay.
Can you see?
Not yet. Now, yes.
Yeah. So here it says આપના બધા સાધુ આચાર્યોની ઈચ્છા એવી કે અમારી ભાવિની આજ્ઞામાં જ રહેવું છે. ભાવિ what is ભાવિની આજ્ઞામાં રહેવું છે?
Deepakanandji?
બાકી વાક્ય નહીં પકડું કહે છે શું કારણ સ્વચ્છંદ રોકાયો જ નથી, આજ્ઞાધીન રહી શક્યો જ નથી ને સ્વચ્છંદ રોકાયો નથી, આજ્ઞામાં રહેવા પ્રયત્ન કરે છે પણ તે અમુક કાળ સુધી રહી શકે, બાકી બધી રીતે ન રહી શકે. આપણા બધા સાધુ આચાર્યોની ઈચ્છા એવી છે કે અમારે ભાવિની આજ્ઞામાં જ રહેવું છે અને રહેવાનો ભયંકર જબરજસ્ત પ્રયત્ન કરે છે. I believe this should be ભગવાનની આજ્ઞામાં જ રહેવું છે.
भावी, what is the meaning of भावी?
भगवान की आज्ञा में ही रहना है. और अगर एक अपेक्षा से बोला जाए तो I mean if you try to interpret that, the one who is going to become future Tirthankara, Bhavi Tirthankara, then because they are the guide, or one who is the present Tirthankara now. So one should remain obedient to them.
It means I think they are saying even the future Tirthankara they want to remain in.
Because Gnani Purush is future Tirthankara.
Yeah.
as in relation to Dada Bhagwan or Krishna Bhagwan. That's how it is.
And just a minute. Yeah, another on this. Please read. From Maharaj.
મહારાજનો સહેજે દોષ નથી. એ ચક્કરમાં કાળ ચક્કરમાં ભીડાયેલા લોક છે અને કોઈ જ્ઞાન રહેલું નથી. જ્ઞાન રહ્યું નથી. કૃપાળુ દેવે જ્યારે એ ખુલ્લું કર્યો માર્ગ, તે એમને છે તે અવળું ભાષાથી આ ગૃહસ્થ વેશભાષાથી ઊંધું જ બફાયું. શું થયું? ઊંધું બફાયું. કૃપાળુ દેવે જ્યારે એ ખુલ્લું કર્યો માર્ગ, તે એમને છે તે અવળું ભાષાથી આ ગૃહસ્થ વેશ ભાષાથી ઊંધું જ બફાય. શું થયું? ઊંધું બફાય. વોટ ઇટ meant, whatever Kripaludev Srimad Rajchandraji revealed the path of liberation of the Vitragas, of Tirthankaras, it was misinterpreted.
Undu
understand then?
What is meaning of Undu
Means it was misinterpreted. What he said was not understood rightly.
Okay. It's a Gujarati word meaning Undu Bafayu.
Undu Bafayu means it was wrongly interpreted. Although he said rightly, but nobody could understand what he really meant.
Yeah, so means there because of his worldly attire.
Householder. Yes, householder state.
That is why they one next slide also.
People don't trust householder. That's the problem. Had it been told by an ascetic or what do you call that? A sadhu, then it would have been accepted rightly in right perspective. That's what he said. ગૃહસ્થી પાસે અમે જ્ઞાન સમજીએ નહીં. અમારી પાસે ગૃહસ્થીએ સમજવું જોઈએ. શું? અમારી પાસે That's the problem with the renunciated people. શું ભગવાન શું કહેવા માંગે છે કે જ્ઞાનમાં ગૃહસ્થીને ત્યાગીને કંઈ લેવા દેવા નથી. જ્ઞાનમાં ગૃહસ્થીને ત્યાગીને કંઈ લેવા દેવા નથી. જાતિ વેશનો ભેદ નહીં. શું કહ્યું? What he said, to come into that state of knowledge and self-realization, there is no criteria of your being a householder or renunciated. What do you call that?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Ascetic. That's not necessary for you to be ascetic or a householder.
Yeah. Can I ask one more if there's time?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this I'll share one more. Can you see?
Now, yes.
Yeah. So this is a very famous Sanskrit slok. In short, I don't know Sanskrit, but in short, what it says is that that if it is a logical thing, then you should only accept the thing. If it is yukti yuktam is not, means it is a logical and acceptable thing. Even if a child says something or a parrot says something, if it is logical, please accept it. But if a old person or even a learned person like Rishi Suk says something which is not acceptable or illogical, you shouldn't accept this. So this we, from much time before I had got this, and then we in our circles we discussed this and we spread this. So just I thought that this might be relevant in our approach. If it is, then you can please throw more light on this.
Pulinanandji?
Yeah, what is to be understood in this? You have explained it. That if it is some logically, then you accept it. Maybe when it's coming from a child, and if it's illogical, then don't accept it, even if it's coming from a learned person. I think that is the essence of the sutra. Yeah?
So in
And
our
what is the real meaning of yukti yuk? I don't know, and from which scripture it has come also. Well, I don't know. So how do I relate it?
it's one of
You said
the
it's
Vedas.
logical.
Vedas have there are Vedas and there are later texts which explain the Vedas. So it is from the later texts which explain the Vedas. That is the source. So there are different.
Then if you have an explanation of the Vedas,
Mm,
someone who has translated that Sanskrit into some English or some language, then maybe that might throw some light. So it's in line with what you have this thing, Grahasti, what was said about Srimad Rajchandra. The same thing is over here.
mm,
That although he was a householder, the spiritually renounced did not accept him. They felt that how can a householder give us directions or guide us spiritually? It is we who have sacrificed our worldly life. We can guide people. How can we take guidance from a householder? But in the eyes of a Tirthankar, a Gnani is a Gnani, whether he is renouncee or a householder. So something in that lines, a person who is knowledgeable, uh, even if it's a child, accept it from him. And if it's not in line with maybe Vitaragas or in line with cosmic theories or principles, then don't even accept it, even if it comes from a learned person. If Ruddhadipi, if we interpret as not literally as an old person, but a learned person, old in the sense of the amount of learnings he has. So maybe it tries to say that. And the parallel thing what Dada Bhagwan had mentioned was Dada has said that the speech of an enlightened person, if it is read by an unenlightened person, the word used by Dada was Samkit, person with the right vision. So all the Tirthankaras, whatever vision or whatever spiritual discourses they have given, which has come into scriptures. So those are the speech of an enlightened person or Samkitdhari. Samkitdhari ni Vani hoy, speech of a Samkitdhari. If a non-Samkitdhari reads, he may convert it into poison because he's going to interpret it through his intellect. But if a simple person, but who is Samkitdhari, if he reads that, then it will be of value and use to others. So something like that. Understanding spiritual concepts as revealed by Tirthankars, you need some level of understanding. That's what that said, that people have not got the spiritual insight what Tirthankar has, and they're interpreting his speech in their own with their own understanding. Like Anand Gnan, Anand Darshan, Atma Anand Gnan Varoshe, the soul is of infinite knowledge. Now for them, they don't have that experience. We Mahatmas have got that experience. We know what the soul means. We know what is knower and seer status. So we can understand anything related to that very easily because we have experienced it first. For a person who has not experienced it, he has to understand it with the help of his with the help of his intellect, and then it is subject to interpretation depending on the level of his intellect, the purity of his intellect. So there where pitfalls lie. And Nada used to say that that is exactly what has happened with Gita. That Krishna Bhagwan has said, he gave a lot of sermons to Arjuna in the warfield, and those are there in the form of Gita today. But what Krishna Bhagwan really wanted to say has not the gist or the main what he wants to say, the principles he wants to say have not percolated down very well, because it has been read and interpreted by people who don't have the Sanskrit. So the literal translation or literal interpretation of the words has taken place, and which is not in alignment what Krishna Bhagwan wanted to say. One example I remember on that is that Krishna Bhagwan told Arjun, leave all the dharmas and come in my dharma. Now, people literally took it as come in Krishna Bhagwan's dharma or Vaishnava dharma. It was not that. He said, leave all the dharmas of the Indriya, leave all the functions of the five senses, and come into my dharma or Atma dharma. So, Krishna Bhagwan wanted to say that when he spoke those words, but now that he is no more, only his words are there. So, literal interpretation of the words through the intellect has taken place, and then that has led to, leave all other religious or worldly religions and come into the Vaishnava or the Krishna religion. So that's how interpretations take place. If had a Samkitdhari, had a person who has this soul experience read that, then he would interpret it more accurately, more correctly. So Dada, it is very fortunate for us that Dada came and interpreted many spiritual texts in Jain, in Krishna, and many other spiritual masters. People ask him that so and so master is said so and so thing. What is the meaning? And then he gave the exact interpretation of what that spiritual master was trying to say. So maybe something it's in line that you must have that level of consciousness, that level of understanding. Only then you can interpret or understand the sayings of a learned person or a Samkitdhari or a self-realized person. That's what I can take from this sutra. Jai Satchidanand.
Deepakanandji?
Chidanand, it is said that any principle, any truth, or any wisdom, it should be able to pacify, justify, and easily explained intellectually also. Although the ultimate truth and wisdom of knowledge is beyond intellect, but primarily at the elementary level, if it doesn't specify, justify, or correctly explain intellectually, then it won't be accepted, because what people have as an instrument to understand or accept things is their intellect only. And here, what Lord Krishna had said, what Pulinanandji revealed that so many intelligent at this level will understand the grosser meaning of Gita ji. So many people who have understood the grosser level, one of them will understand the subtle level,
1 lakh.
and so many lakhs of people will try to understand, then one of them will go to the subtler level, and ultimately the subtlest, then he will be Lord Krishna only. So it enhances our level of understanding, but most elementary way, if it doesn't specify or satisfy intellectually, it won't be accepted. So what Dada has said, the ultimate truth, the 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 root cause, or say principle, what he had experienced, it is, and for all time it is beyond intellect. So he saw that all these people are, their basement or foundation is intellect only. So he said, I came all the way from that height to this level to make people understand. But then what he did, after making them understand, he lifted them and took up. Do you understand? That's the best part of such experienced masters who will come to your level, make you understand, and lift you, pick you up to his level. What Dada did. Do you understand?
Yes.
And this everyone can understand. And there's a lot of truth in it. Right? Jai Satchidanand.
Yes.
Okay, Salyaben.
Satchidanand Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji,
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand Rasmikanand Dada, Jai Satchidanand
Yes,
Bhagwan.
Satchidanand.
Yeah, so only 2 days back, I think on 31st, or was it, yeah, in the calendar, they had mentioned about opinion, like how we are not against an opinion, and that causes bondage in this world. It says you have an opinion for someone, that itself is bondage, and when we have no opinions for anybody, that itself is moksha.
Yeah, correct.
What I'm trying to understand is to have an opinion itself would mean like as long as we have this intellect, there will be the thought that will definitely have an opinion. It doesn't have to be a opinion about something. It's just the thought itself, how we perceive the world. So that itself is an opinion, right? So that'll exist as long as we have this mind and intellect. Isn't that so? That goes away only after, I guess, once you attain moksha.
Deepakanandji.
That's true, very true. Here what it said, very opinion is the cause of our bondage. But what is that opinion? To see, interpret, and understand things ignorant way. But if you view things from the point of view of the enlightened ones, then it is not called opinion. So it is like wrong interpretation and right interpretation.
Okay.
So it's said like with right viewpoint and wrong viewpoint. In the sense, how do you say that? With the world view, it's not the right perspective with which you are seeing or understanding the situation and the world.
Okay.
But when you view it through Dada's or enlightened soul's vision, so that's what you get liberated. So you must get rid of all these opinions. Those opinions which is not the fact. So what is said, wrong belief and right belief.
Okay.
That wrong belief will take you into multiple lives, and right belief will take you out of wandering. And the absolute truth is beyond the right belief also. But then you need that pole vault effect, the founding right belief, to get away with all your wrong beliefs. And when you are done with all your wrong beliefs, then you enter the realm of absolute truth or absolutism. So that's why he said, very opinion is the cause of bondage. And once you get, so we will say like, your wrong beliefs are the cause of your bondage. And if you get the right belief, then it will initiate you into the path of liberation. And finally, when you get away with all your wrong beliefs, then you will enter the realm of absoluteness, the true wisdom of knowledge. Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, I got it.
Pulinanandji.
Yeah, you see, all opinions otherwise are done from an ego state. I'm the name bearer. And all opinions will be of the relative aspect only,
Yes.
worldly matters, non-real. So any opinions, whether good or bad, I like this is good, or this was horrible, I dislike it, will cause rag or dvesh. So it will cause bondage. Essentially, that's the gist of that sutra.
Hmm.
Uh, so Dada used to say that if one must have only one opinion, that I am the pure soul, and this world comprises of the six eternal elements, and all these are all passing circumstances. So if that is there, then obviously then it will not cause bondage. Bondage comes when there is opinion with rag or dvesh, with abhorrence or with
Oh,
attachment or abhorrence. Essentially, opinion is given by the intellect. It is the intellect which gives opinion, good or bad. So wherever there is intellect, there is ego, and wherever there is ego is there, then there's rag dvesh, and that
right.
lead to bondage. So that is the one aspect of it. And for spiritually enlightened Mahatmas like us, then it is, we are not the givers of the opinion. It's the file number one, and then we are watching it.
Watching,
So,
yes.
and stating anything as a matter of fact without attachment or abhorrence
Hmm.
is, is not bonding, won't bind one.
Okay. Got it.
It will not lead to worldly bondage, basically. So only when you are anchored in the pure soul can you state things as it is without any rag or dvesh. And then it's not bonding. But when you're not there, when you're not self-realized, you're not realized yourself, and you're opine. So it's the ego and intellect. So obviously it's going to cause some amount of karma, good or bad, and that leads to bondage. That
Right.
is the meaning. If opinions will get bonded, if you don't give opinions, you're free.
Hmm.
So because if it's through intellect and ego, it's going to cause bondage. But if it's not through that, then it won't cause bondage.
Hmm.
So for us, also this is valid. For us also this is valid. In the sense, file number one must know that giving opinions is a risky thing,
Yes.
especially in the relative, for people, situations, whatever. We, if you want give the opinion in the real in, that give the opinion, oh, I'm pure soul, he's pure soul, he's innocent, everything is only passing nature. So those things are in the real circum in the real this thing, and what is in the relative will cause relative this thing.
Right. Yeah.
Ah,
So,
when
for
you have no
instance,
opinions for any person, so basically when you have no opinions for anybody, no rag desh, and when there is no rag desh, you are with rag, and that is moksha.
yes, you're beyond that stage. But like
Yeah.
for instance, anything, even when you observing the in the Vyavahar dealings, and when you're observe as an observer also, these images are formed in our mind, right? It could be good ones, like simple thing like you're observing someone and saying, "Oh, that person has very good spiritual discipline." Small things. But though you
Hmm.
know that you're the observer, but still
Hmm.
that thought is there, that you have formed an opinion, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that will happen. That is in the auto mode.
that will be
That is
there. That will keep on happening. Okay.
that is in auto mode in the sense it's part of discharge.
Oh, that
The
will keep happening.
discharge.
Okay.
The moment you see someone, the
Ah,
intellect will pop
yes.
up,
Yes.
give an opinion, and once the opinion, then it comes from the thoughts. Basically, once the intellect is activated, then the mind gets activated,
Yes. Yes.
and then it comes in the form of a thought. You know.
Hmm.
So we have to be remain an observer and take whatever is good thing. The giver of opinion is file number one. I am separate, and if it goes in the wrong direction, then we have to rein in file number one.
Hmm.
That why I was doing this whole thing. That's
Hmm.
why Syadvad Vani Vartan and Manan, that was the regarding that eighth column. So in that,
Yes. It can. Yes.
why the eighth column is not followed or is broken? Because of one of the factors is opinions, and because
Opinion.
of that,
Very
you
tough.
become you become avarnamad. You don't balance it out. You only see the faults and things like that. So then that causes this thing. This is more for non-Mahatmas, but equally very useful for Mahatmas too, because the discharge Prakriti has a tendency to give opinions. And we have to see to it that it don't go beyond the boundary of Syadvat, non-hurting mind,
Right.
speech,
Got
and
it.
body actions. Mm. Mm.
Yeah, so that it keeps happening like a movie, it keeps coming, So I guess that is how
Then no, then the Purusharth would be wa- remain just an observer.
they were only. Okay.
Why give opinions? Why give opinions? Observe this Prakriti is like this is like that, this is like that, and leave
Huh.
it at that.
Leave it at that. Okay.
Observing without Radvesh,
Neutral.
essentially observing without likes or dislikes is the key element. If there
Okay,
are no
that's a
likes
good.
or dislikes, opinions won't be formed. You just
Hmm.
even know. And basically, you won't either have attachment or you won't have disattachment. The likes, dislikes will not
Hmm.
stick to you. They'll just come
Stick to
out.
you.
It won't stick. It'll just flow.
Got it.
It'll just flow.
Yes, got it.
Essentially, the thing, the learning for us as Mahatmas would be, see, someone asks you, how is this dish? Or how is this mango? Or how was the weather? So obviously, you'll have to give an opinion.
Yes.
It is good, bad. But if I'm giving it without ragdvesh, without attachment or abhorrence, I mean, it is only a statement of fact. It is only a statement of fact with an understanding that it should not hurt the other person. Someone has stated something, then he's asked the opinion, then you have to give a polite opinion, even if it is not there. That the dish is good, but the salt was little less.
Right.
So it's a non-hurting way of giving an opinion, stating a matter of fact without hurting the other person. So how's the weather? Yes, the weather is good, or weather is reasonable, whatever. So that's where this was the concept of stating facts without ragdvesh will lead to Syadvat point.
Okay, got it.
With dischargement, at times you will be required to say something. If someone asks you, how was your trip?
Right.
So how was the trip? You have to say something.
Yes,
So that
exactly.
is an opinion.
Yes.
But giving an opinion without ragdvesh in an unbiased manner and balancing it out, these were good, this was not so good. So that's the fine line of executing the discharge.
Yes.
So that is the learning we have to take, and then be alert or vigilant so that we do it with this saying. Yes.
JSS. Thank you.
JSS. Almost. Okay, Deepakanandji. Go ahead.
Just to supplement a little, sometimes if someone asks you about maybe your recent trip to India, see, in any situation, there are some good things, there are some bad things also.
Yes.
So, if the bad thing had irritated you a lot and you got into big trouble, yes, that was your karma. That was your karma. But if you harp on that, you project that prominently, and whatever little good thing were there, you just make a passing comment. Then people will, did that happen like that? Then what happened? Then you will go deeper into it, and what you experienced that time, what you are explaining now, you are bringing it back to present.
Okay, got it.
You understand? So although you passed through that, you had that opinion, it was bad and all that, but only put the good part only.
So dwell only on
Today the train was late for half an hour. Then what did you do? Do you understand?
Yes, yes. If you keep talking about it, yes.
Yes, they keep harping, and then the worst thing is you will start passing through the same agony what you had passed through 1 month back, 15 days back, 2 hours back, which is not necessary because what you had to suffer, you already passed through that suffering.
Yes, done.
You understand that? So, first, this regarding opinion, whatever is opinion, you give the positive part only. Always avoid the negative part. because negative part will lead you into another cycle, and you're going to bring it back. That suffering, that agony, that discomfort, and all those opinions which you had for
Yes.
those people who were instrumental for your suffering, you're
Yes.
going to again blast on them.
You're going to relive it. Yes. Yes. Mm.
Huh?
Yes. We're going to relive all that. Yeah. All those things.
Yes. And what is the necessity?
Yes.
There's
Totally.
no influence. So here, what Dada said, this is called leakage. Don't tell your suffering to others unless you are seeking solution. But we don't seek solution. We just want to blame. We want to complain.
Okay. Yes. And
You know, my cousin, my so and so did like that. I went to India after 5 years, and after 5 years, they are giving me this.
yes. Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes. You
That
just
was my karma. It was meant for me, not meant for sharing.
yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
Correct? Yeah. Jai Satchidanand.
Good point. Yeah. Thank you so
Jai
much.
Satchidanand. Pulinanandji, can you do your mantra, please?
Namo Vitaragaye.
Namo
Namo
Vitaragaya.
Vitaragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo
Namo
Siddhanam.
Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo
Namo
Ayarihanam.
Ayariyanam.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo
Namo
Vajrayanam.
Vasayanam.
Namo Loye Sahunam.
Namo
Namo
Loe Sabha Sahunam.
Savasahunam.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
Eso
Eso
Panchanamakaro.
Karo.
Savapava Panasano.
Savapapa Pranasa.
Sarvabhava Pranasano.
Manglanancha Subvesim.
Mangalanam.
Mangalanam Chasavesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai
Paramam
Mangalam.
Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand,
Jai
Deepakanandji Mahatma,
Jai
Jai Satchidanand, Ben,
Satchidanand.
Sanjay Ben,
Satchidanand. Jai Shri
Krishnapai.
Pulinanandji. Shailaji. Dr. Lika, Dr.
Jai
Lakshmi.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.